Everyone, well, I want to go over a way to dial in shots using offsets with the Ultimate Golf Flash calculator. So this is an actual shot I just took in the mini 9-hole tournament, and I want to share with you how I kind of worked out the approach shot on this hole. I was using Boris's guide to, actually using his elevation numbers, but I don't know, it wasn't working out for me in practice. He was calling it a P30, but I was under pulling, and when I tried 5%, it was over pulling. And honestly, when I worked it out, it seemed like 3% was the most consistent. I only took about maybe 2 or 3 shots in practice to be able to tell that the elevation number was probably the most, that the 3% number was the best number to go with. And in those 3 shots, I was able to see that. Well, let's take a look at this shot. I was able to see that on our previous practice shots, on some when I landed up, I could get the bullseye pretty much at max hornet with a +6 yardage indicator at the pin and pulling along the green square grids. I found out it was 21 rings to get it where the yellow ring was touching the rough line. So from +6 yard max at the pin, and we got 21 yards rings back to where the yellow ring would be touching the rough line. So now that I had that dialed in, I knew I could use those numbers in the calculator. So I would put, on this shot, I preset 3 for elevation. The wind direction in the tournament is always the same, so this approach was going to be 90 degrees or straight crosswind. This would be entered when the hole comes up, the wind strength. The slider, I left at 100. There's 2 ways you can go about it. So I left at 100 and put a -21 offset. Alright, sorry about that. I had to take care of something. But yeah, so as I was saying, I preset my numbers at 100% slider and -21 rings to get me to my intended setup position with the yellow ring on the rough. So there are 2 ways you can go about doing this for when your actual shot comes up, to make adjustments, and just if you're going to be at different distance from the hole than what you practiced at. So what you can do, maybe the easiest way to do it would be just to change the slider number so that your hornet number would equal 10.1. So if you erase your offset, you see that the hornet number jumps to 11.2 because you don't have that 21 ring offset anymore. It's at max. So now you need to find out where is the slider percentage that would bring the hornet back to 10.1. So let's take a look. So let's try 80. Oh, perfect. Okay. Well, first time I got it. 78, 79, 80, 81. So 79 or 80. So you can go 80, right? So you can keep your number set like this. And so now when your actual shot comes up, you can see here that my shot is actually short of what I input into my calculator. So at this point, let's go back there a little bit. So at this point, you can see that I'm about 6 rings short of the pin. So now that I would just put that into the offset. I would just say 6 rings, I'm short. And this is how you need to think about this. Whenever you put a plus number in the offsets in any of these offsets, the slider number will get bigger. So let's try to put 10 in here. Or your ring per win will get bigger. Your rings to pull will get bigger. So you can see I went to 10.7. If I zero it out, it's 10.1. If I put minus 10, it's 9.6. So positive numbers in the offsets will make your ring pull bigger. Minus numbers in the offsets will make your ring pull smaller. And that's how you have to think about it. So you hear your approach shot is coming from a farther position. That's why you're 6 rings short of where you dialed it in at. So you would need more rings to pull than 10.1. So you're 6 rings short, you put 6. And that's it, you're set up for this shot. You know you need to put your horn at 10.4. Another way you could do it is you could just leave it at 100 and put minus 21. And then you would just directly offset or change the ring offset number. Knowing that normally when you dialed it in, it was 21 rings. But in this case, you would need to put, if you're to pull from max hornet, you wouldn't be pulling back 20 rings because you're 6 rings short of the pin. You'd be pulling back 15 rings. So you could do it that way too. So you could put minus 15. And you get a 10.4 ring pull. Those are just 2 ways to do it. You can combine all these numbers. All it really does, every one of these entries simply just offsets or adjusts the slider percentage by the amount of ring movement from max, amount of ring movement that a ring would move at min or mid, and also yardage difference. Yeah, so that's pretty much how I did it. You can see. So now in the actual shot, I know I just entered my number. I didn't even measure or pull back. I just set up right at the rough, set to the pin, and my 10.4 ring pull. You can see here. Let me see. Back this up so you can see the actual pull. Yeah, and it'll be the 10.4 ring pull. Unfortunately, I hit perfect. I got the drop. That's pretty much it. Alright, thanks.